Welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm Megan, and this channel is all about the Immanuel approach. I am really delighted to be with you. I wanted to remind you of the goal of the Immanuel approach. So the goal of the Immanuel approach is to cultivate a secure attachment to Father, Son, and Holy Spirit through gratitude and appreciation, being able to perceive the living, tangible, loving presence of Immanuel, again, through gratitude and appreciation, and trusting Immanuel that he will gently remove any hindrances or obstacles or barriers that get in the way of us perceiving his presence. And let me tell you, all of us have them. And maybe at a later date, I'll talk about some of those barriers. So this episode, I was going to talk about secure attachment. I don't know if you're familiar with that concept. And as I was preparing and getting kind of excited about it, I realized that I felt the nudge actually to share a little bit of my personal life and what I've been experiencing in these last couple weeks, because I think it's important to get a picture of what this lifestyle is actually like lived out in the midst of day-to-day life. And so I will do a teaching on secure attachment at some stage, because it's a beautiful concept that is an important factor of the Immanuel lifestyle. Recently, I have had several different discouraging moments and news that has come my way. And it kind of put me into the pit of despair, where I was questioning my calling, questioning what I'm doing, my Immanuel prayer ministry, questioning even this YouTube channel. And so I wanted to talk to you about what it looks like when you're in the pit of despair, this lifestyle. So one of my spiritual gifts is bullshit detecting. And I am so grateful for this. Over the years, I've become pretty good at detecting when a person is preaching something to me, but not actually living it out. It's one of my pet peeves, honestly. And so it's a huge value to me to be real, to be authentic, and to try never to preach something that I am not practicing myself. So the Immanuel approach has given me some tools to deal with what I've been dealing with, this pit of despair, this questioning my calling. And the number one thing that I have learned is to immediately talk to Immanuel about everything that I'm feeling or going through. And it looks something like this. Jesus, what do you want me to know about this situation? In fact, this has become a practice even for the most simplest of things, like, Jesus, what do you want me to know before I travel on vacation, to go to vacation? Jesus, what do you want me to know about, the situation that I'm facing right now? Generally, I do that through either journaling or just spending time with him. And I always start with gratitude and appreciation. And I'm wondering, why do I start with gratitude and appreciation? Take a moment and think. If you've been following this channel, you should know the answer. The answer should be right there with you. I'll give you a minute. The reason I start with gratitude and appreciation is because this activates the part of the brain that helps us to be open for relational connection. And that is what helps us to be able to perceive the living, tangible presence of Immanuel. And so that's one of the things that I've done. And so lately I've just been spending time and asking him, what do you want me to know about this situation that I'm facing, a lot of different situations that I'm facing. And so I'll journal back and forth with him, and it's basically an interaction. I'll pour out my heart to him, and then I listen for his response. That is so key, is listening for his response. And then I'll respond to his response, and the next thing I know, we're having a conversation. And so in the middle of this place of despair and discouragement and questioning, some things have come up for me. And one of the things is that I realize that I am still kind of under this idea, this belief that's not true, that love is conditional. I don't know if any of you can relate, maybe so, but I inherited this not only from my family of origin, but also, sadly, from my church family. And so Jesus highlighted that to me. And so I am taking a long look at this idea that I am loved when everything is good, when I'm practicing all the right things, when I'm doing all the right things, when I'm making all the right choices. But I don't feel so loved when I'm in the pit of despair, when I'm discouraged, when I feel like I've made a mistake. And he highlighted that to me. He said, Meg, you're so lovable to me, and your behavior cannot change my love. And let me say that again. We are so lovable to Immanuel, and our behavior cannot, will not ever change his love for us. Isn't that incredible? So that's something I know and something that I am learning to experience. But this lifestyle has also given me some tools that I want to share with you that are really important for us. Number one is that I am more gentle with myself when I am feeling discouraged. And that's a huge shift because I can be really hard on myself. Number two, that I have learned that when I am in a place of discouragement, despair, questioning, sadness, all those things, those are really normal feelings. They're not bad. They're heavier feelings, but they're not bad. They're just feelings. They're just emotions. I am learning to take care of myself in that. What do I need in this moment? What do I need? And so I'll just listen to myself. Like, what do I need? You know, a lot of times I just need a nap. I'm like a toddler. I just need a nap. Some quiet. I have learned how important it is to be able to quiet my inner chaos and turmoil. That's one of the practices that we learn and practice quite a bit in the Immanuel. Sometimes I just need quiet. Sometimes I need to, practice gratitude and appreciation. Sometimes I need to go for a walk. Sometimes I just need to listen to an audiobook or spend time praying or being in nature. Nature is such a good way to kind of regulate and just be okay with where I'm at. So those are some of the things that I've learned with the Immanuel approach. I'm going to remind you of a quote, if you've been following along with my videos, a quote that I said recently in one of my videos, which has really, really helped me reframe what it's like when I'm going through struggles, when I'm going through challenges, when I feel discouraged and in the pit of despair. And this is the quote from Joyful Journey that is really a teaching book on Immanuel journaling, which is a part of this lifestyle. But it says, healing is not the absence of pain. Rather, It is the presence of Immanuel and his continuing involvement in our lives. And I can tell you that his presence may not change circumstances, but his presence changes everything. And so I've drawn a lot of comfort from that. The other thing that I have noticed is that I am feeling discouraged, but I also feel pretty held at the same time. And so there's a tension between feeling that discouragement, that despair, but feeling held. And that's what Immanuel approach has given to me, that ability to hold both. But recently I figured out is that I'm not feeling very loved at the moment. And I will tell you, it's been huge for me to share that with Immanuel. I was actually a little afraid, and I didn't even know it, but he's the one that actually brought it up. He said, Meg, you're a little bit afraid to tell me that you feel unloved, because I should be grateful for all the things that Jesus has done for me, right? So what he uncovered for me in our interactions is that I still have a block in my own life, a block of fully receiving his love. And I will tell you that we had a good conversation about it. But it doesn't fix the fact that I do feel unloved. And yet I feel held and I feel really discouraged. So what do you do with all of that? Well, as I continue to receive my own sessions, I will tell you that I have a little bit of hope that this block that he identified with me, he's all about removing that block. And no matter how long it takes, I trust him that he will take care of this block that blocks me from fully receiving his love. So, because he loves me, and I know that, and I'm going to continue to experience it in deeper and deeper ways, and I hope you do as well. So just a reminder, the goal of the Immanuel approach is to perceive the loving, tangible presence of Immanuel, no matter how we are feeling or no matter what we are going through. So stay tuned, because there'll be more and more videos about how this actually looks in life. I'm so grateful for you. Peace out.